Yo, Chucky Old School, the new installment of True Pentown Stories. This one's going to be the 11th and Market incident. Now, a lot of these True Pentown stories, a lot of them took place downtown because we were so close to downtown, and a lot of them on Market Street. I got a 13th and Market. This one's the 11th and Market. I even got an 8th and Market. This one, again, is 11th and Market, so let's get into it. It's 88, it's 88. And me and Cam are downtown, which is what we normally did. We walk downtown or whatever. So on this day, though, he said, let's go out West Philly to see I forget the name of the girl he's going with. And it'll come to me later on after I finish shooting this. But he said, let's go see her. Let's go out her neighborhood. So we like, all right. So we get on, we walking. So then the first, we go on 11th and Market. We're going to go on, we get on the train 11th and Market. I don't even know if the else even stops at 11th and Market there anymore. But we go through the turnstile and we're standing there waiting. Now, as we go on, we hear a lot of commotion. I mean, a lot of commotion. And we look and we see it's about 20 dudes, 20 of them. And it's like a pack. And they all together and, they being loud and they doing what a group does, make noise. So then they all jump the turnstile. And the dude who was taking the tokens or whatever, he ain't care. He just, he put his head back there reading his paper. So they jumped the turnstile. So me and Cam are standing further up towards the front where they get on. And they're standing right there. They're all standing there. And at the time, 88, I had three rings on my finger. Not a 3-finger ring. I had 3 rings on my finger. And Cam had his chain that you can see in the picture below here, the chain that with the black onyx that said Cameron on it, and he had rings on every finger. I believe he had glasses on. I'm not sure if I think he might have had glasses on. I'm not sure. I don't remember. So we're standing there, and the first thought that goes through my mind, probably goes through his, like, we sitting ducks. They see us. It's on. And sure enough, somebody sees us and they looking at us and they start to size us up. And then I say to Cam, I'm like, dog, ain't no place to run. We right here. Unless we running on the track, there's no place to run. And Cam was like, well, then we just gonna have to, just go out swinging. So when they come, just keep swinging. And while this is going on, we both see a guy who used to come down Pentown, USA. And Pentown, I already did the thing on Pentown, USA, so you know the difference when I say Pentown, USA or whatever. So he used to come down Pentown, USA. So I think he had family down there. He didn't live in Pentown, USA, but he was down there a lot. So we knew him, he knew us. So we saw him, and he saw us, and we looked like, yo, I know we looking at him like, no words are spoken, but we looking at him like, you see what's about to happen. You're gonna, we cool. You from down the way. So we good. And then he does like the boy did in Animal House when the guy goes, oh, that's my man. And the dude looks at him like, right here, this video right here. So he he immediately just turns his head like, he looks like, he doesn't acknowledge us. So we like, oh, damn, he on that. So, me and Kim are preparing for what the onslaught that's about to happen. And then all we hear is, who? Where? Them? No. They my little brother's peoples. And it was Big Chip. Shouts out to Big Chip. Rest in peace to Big Chip. He was like, nah, they from down my way. My little brother's peoples. And he was Basil, aka Brandon, older brother. And Brandon was Pentown proper. Brandon didn't live in Pentown, USA. Brandon lived in the Pentown apartments. So Big Chip was his brother. So he was like, nah, they good, let them go, they good. So he was like, he made his way up to us, he gave us a pound, was like, what's up, what's going on, where y'all going? So Cam like, we on our way out West Philly. So he was like, yeah, y'all be careful out here, it's wolves out here. So he had this look like, y'all know if I wasn't here, something would have jumped off, and we knew that. So, we go on rest of our day. It's an uneventful rest of the day. We get back down the way, and we tell Pre, rest in peace, Pre, and Brock, because they was on 7th Street. So we tell them what's going on, and we kind of tell them about the boy. I don't want to say his name, but we knew if we told them about the bull, what they would have did, and that could have set a whole chain of events off, and we didn't do that. But we kept that in the back of our mind. So the next time I saw him down the way, I ain't say nothing to him. I ain't give him a pound. I ain't give my head. No, I just kept it moving. Even to this day, I hold a grudge. If I was to see him today, or like I've seen him, I might have seen him 15 years ago, and I ain't say nothing to him. And still don't. If I was to walk outside, see him standing there, I wouldn't say nothing to him. Because, you don't do that. But I got to give a shout out to Big Chip. Rest in peace. Big Chip, he saved us that day. I got to give a shout out to Basil, a.k.a. Brandon. Because if we wasn't cool with Brandon, that something could have happened. So, shouts out to Big Chip. Rest in peace, Big Chip. Shouts out to Basil, a.k.a. Brandon. Cool. It was another harrowing incident and another true Pentown story. Chucky Old School out.